Imagine waking up and realizing that your face has been replaced by a smiling plastic doll that no one else notices except you. You tell your friends, I can't move my face anymore, I think something's wrong. Doesn't my smile look fake to you? They all stare at you in confusion, saying you look exactly the same, no different than how you've always looked. You feel like you're living in a nightmare. Why isn't anyone noticing that your face has completely hardened to plastic and you can't stop smiling? Even in the streets, people aren't scared. Instead, a producer approaches you and offers you a record deal saying you have the face that everyone wants. He's proven right when you become an overnight sensation. Millions of fans idolize your fake doll-like smile, and you even start a trend of people stretching their mouths so they can look like you. Still, no one notices that this isn't your real face, and soon more and more people in society start transforming into dolls. Now, as a famous pop star, you realize this has gone too far, and what you really want is to have your own face back. But the only way to do that is to destroy everything. This short film is called The Dolls with Attitude, and I thought it was a brilliant representation of forcing yourself to appear in a way that just isn't authentic, and being trapped in this cycle that you can't escape from. So definitely check out this short film and follow for more.
Hello. She wants to come in, Desson.
Appalachian natives claim that these trees are ruled by devil monkeys. Urban legends of Appalachia warns folks not to look up when walking through the woods, or else you might attract the unwanted attention of the alleged devil monkeys hiding in the trees. They are said to be extremely aggressive, stand between 6 and 8 feet tall, and have primate-like features, but with the snout of a fearsome dog. They are also said to switch between walking on all fours and leaping on 2 feet. In 1994, one woman said that she was driving down a dark road surrounded by forest in Roanoke, Virginia, when she was confronted by a terrifying 6-foot-tall creature that leaped in front of her car. She described it as a cross between an ape and a dog. It had sleek dark fur and cat-like legs. She reported the sighting to U.S. Game and Wildlife officials, but they dismissed it as being merely a wolf or a feral dog. Was it a devil monkey?
Famous brands linked with suspicious things. Nickelodeon. In Latin, the word means, I don't care about God. Google Play. The logo resembles the sigil of Lucifer. Balenciaga. In Latin, the word means Baal is the king. Baal is a demon who looks like this. Monster Drink. In Hebrew, the brand logo means number 666, and 666 is the number of beast in Bible. Google Chrome. The logo has hidden the number of beast, which is 666. Gmail. The logo resembles the Royal Ark apron watch. Prada. They sell earrings that look like Belle.
This is one of the most disturbing photos that I've seen in the recent Epstein files, and we need to talk about it. So clearly this photo seems to show what looks like a young child or teenager sitting in a circle of pigs in a barn. But the context behind this photo, we have no idea. We don't know if Epstein took this photo. We don't know if this was a photo that Epstein thought was funny. So as with all these videos that I do, I research these things before talking about them. And I have to say, after running this photo through multiple reverse image searches, I could not find a source point for this photograph. Meaning essentially this photograph hasn't appeared in any major mainstream media or been reported on anywhere, which obviously makes this a whole lot more disturbing. Who is this girl? What is she doing in this image? Why did Epstein have this image? What is this doing in the Epstein files? Well, disturbingly, we know that pigs have been used in the past to destroy evidence. This is not a conspiracy. This is not a myth. There are many criminal cases where the criminals have been convicted of murder, and it's been found out by investigators that they fed the bodies of their victims to the pigs. Not only did this happen at Piggy's Palace, the Robert Pickton murder farm, which is a whole kind of rabbit hole in its own that we could go down, but this has happened many, many times all over the US. I've reported on cases like this in the past. It's not a conspiracy. So to see an image of a redacted, I don't know if this is a victim or not, but this person's face has been redacted, sitting amongst a group of pigs in a barn. I don't know. I tend to see the darkest of dark, and that's where my mind goes when I'm seeing this image. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. This and all the other pictures that I'm talking about here on my TikTok, these are the reasons why we need more investigations into Epstein. We are seeing other countries do these investigations, and yet we here in America are controlled by a corrupt administration who are heavily implicated in these files. We need to remove the administration and finally have someone in there that will look into these allegations, because this shit is not normal. I hate to break it to you, but none of this is normal, and it hasn't been normal for a long time. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
Hidden secrets in everyday things. Firstly, have you ever wondered why there are 3 different colors on some toothpaste? Well, apparently the white part whitens your teeth, the blue part gives you fresh breath, and the red part helps maintain healthy gums. Next, I think everyone would agree that they would like more privacy when using a public toilet. But did you know that these toilet stall gaps actually have a purpose? In fact, the purpose is to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible, so you can use the toilet fast and leave. Now, have you ever wondered why there is a hole in pen caps? Well, it's in case someone swallows the pen cap. The hole leaves just enough space for the person to still breathe. This particular idea has saved thousands of lives. Finally, never put one of these memory cards in your mouth, because it is said they have one of the worst tastes known to man. And this is because they are small and kids might eat them, so companies decided to make them taste horrible. Thought more?
We all been lied to about the truth behind the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I'm about to tell you exactly what the fuck be going on at that time. Let's get into it. Basically, during this time, the veil between our realm and the other higher realms of existence is thinnest at this point, right? Everybody's been told that. But did you know that at this point in your time, if you get woken up, it's called the ambrosial hour, and it's actually a huge energetic boost for all of us, that naturally we wake up during the night sometimes when our soul, aka our higher self, wants us to use this energy to be in the creator mode of this reality. So if you ever played Minecraft, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's actually a great time for you to be in the purgatory. You're not dead, you're not alive, but you're on the other side. Because did you not know, friend, that everything that we're doing is a dream right now? Yes! Even when we go to sleep, we think we're sleeping. We're not sleeping. We're actually just back in our original state of nothingness, and we're without a body, so we're without having a human experience, and we are just experiencing life without this vessel. And that's what happens when we're asleep. But when we wake up during those times, we are still in that state, because your brain is the map and the gateway to consciousness.
Why is she doing that, Ted?
Raises, bro.
We're all doing it.
Yeah, bro. Lasers can't burn through the colour blue.
We better hurry up and get that on there.
I painted ours, bro.
What the FBI just found in Las Vegas is pretty concerning. Authorities have uncovered a possible illegal biological lab in someone's home. And this doesn't appear to be some weekend hobby. Not only did they find over 1,000 samples of unknown substances which had to be sent away for testing, but the owner of the home, a Chinese national, was arrested in 2023 for running another biological lab all the way over in California. And that lab, which allegedly received funding from Chinese banks, had samples with very concerning concerning labels on them, including HIV, malaria, TB, COVID-19, and even Ebola. Now, the samples found at this Las Vegas lab on Saturday were, quote, consistent in appearance with the items found and described in the California lab investigation. So this now raises a serious concern. What are these samples being used for? And if 2 labs have now been discovered, could there be even more?
Here is why you can't just burn the Annabelle doll. You think you can just burn her and then it's all over? Wrong. There's a lot more to this than what you guys think. Annabelle isn't just haunted. Annabelle is a vessel for something much darker, a demon. The Warrens have tried to destroy her. Others have tried to destroy her. But each time Annabelle was trying to be destroyed by others, it only made everything way worse. Fire doesn't cleanse evil like this. It only releases it. And once it's out, it doesn't just go away. This is why the Warrens have kept her in this case, locked, blessed, sealed, and away from the public, so she couldn't cause any harm. Or should I say not she, but the demon. Because once you try to burn Annabelle, she doesn't burn, you do. So let me know in the comments after hearing this. Would you try to destroy Annabelle if you were given the opportunity, or are you staying far away from this doll? Make sure to follow me for all updates with the Warrens Occult Museum, everything paranormal and horror movies.
2026 just got even crazier, part 11. So IKEA just released a half-a-meter hot dog in the UAE. It's priced at around $5 for this glizzy, and if you don't know how long a half a meter is, well, it's just a little under 2 feet, 20 inches. You know, this definitely was not on my 2026 bingo card. Next, a 24-year-old man in France went to the hospital complaining about serious pain. Well, he claimed that he inserted something massive into his body. Well, surgeons later found out that it was actually a World War I bomb that was 8 inches long. And following this, the bomb squad was called, and it was confirmed that the bomb was not live, thankfully. But once they got the bomb out of his body, the man definitely had to be in some pain, but now he might even face charges for having that type of ammunition. Finally, if you don't know, Markiplier released his movie Iron Lung. Production budget was around $3 million, and expectations weren't that high. Well, opening day, it was #1 in the box office here in the USA, and it grossed over $21 million now, and it only came out January 30th. This is awesome.
This statue has been caught moving a number of times. It's located in Iowa, and rumor has it that it comes alive at night. According to a local legend, a number of people have seen this statue move and fly in the air at night. It's also said to shoot beams from its eyes, but I don't know too much about that one. But then it said that if it hits you with its eye beams, that you then disappear forever. Also, the statue appears black, but it never originally was. Apparently, it absorbed all the evil from the people buried around it, and that's why it darkened in color. What do you guys think about this local legend and story? Is it just a legend, or does she actually come alive at night? I don't know.
Scary stories about Disneyland, except this one there's actual proof. One time a guy went to Disneyland and was waiting to ride the roller coaster on Space Mountain. He was standing in line when a guy with red hair came up to him and started talking to him. He seemed nice, but he was a little bit odd. But the thing is, when the ride was over, this red-haired man literally vanished into thin air. The guest reported this incident and was told that he was alone the entire time. This guest might have just encountered a ghost people know as Mr. One Way. Rumor has it that he's the ghost of a man who passed away while on the ride in the 1970s. He always vanishes right before the ride is over, and he likes to talk to people who are riding the roller coaster alone. People have also reported seeing him in the cast member locker rooms. Follow if you want a part 2 because there's so many ghost stories about Disneyland.
This is an actual nightmare. So it starts when this woman walks into the bedroom of her apartment and she feels liquid dripping on her head. She looks up and sees that her smoke detector is leaking. It's in her hair, it's all over her clothes, and at first she just thinks the batteries inside the smoke detector may have exploded and now are leaking out battery acid, but it started to smell awful. After putting a pot underneath the smoke detector, it began filling the pot with this liquid in a span of 15 minutes. Because of the awful smell, she thought it may be leaking sewer water from the apartment upstairs. So she goes upstairs and knocks on their door and asks if everything is all right. And the man that answers the door tells her that everyone in the apartment is fine. So she goes to the apartment managers and tells them that she thinks sewer water is coming from her ceiling. After this, she starts walking back to her unit. But when she gets to the bottom of the stairs, she notices the man who answered the apartment door standing there on the phone with someone, and she hears him say, "Steve is dead," and he clarifies that he's been gone for quite some time. Steve is her elderly neighbor that lives in the unit right above her. And that's when it dawns on her. The liquid coming out of the ceiling is the bodily fluid of her neighbor Steve leaking through the floor.
In the early 2000s, all these rumors were surfacing about a Disney resort in North Carolina that never opened up to the public. This resort was called Mowgli's Palace. It was a massive jungle-themed resort that Disney quietly built and then quickly abandoned. There was no announcement, no press coverage, it was all just suddenly gone. Locals say they completely erased all traces of the project. There were no blueprints, permits, or even internal mentions. A few years later, an urban explorer broke in and started documenting what he found. Torn character suits, dark hallways, sealed doors. But the creepiest part was this giant character mascot head of Mickey Mouse with no face. Just smooth, featureless skin where eyes and a smile should have been. That's when he discovered something absolutely, truly terrifying. In the final room, he expected storage, but instead he found something on the wall, and written in thick, red letters that looked too fresh to be old paint, it said, "Abandoned by Disney." And then it spoke. The suit lifted itself up and whispered, "You must have not heard what they did to the others." And some people say that the explorer made it out, other people say that he vanished. But in his final notes, he described what he saw written in the last hallway, carved into concrete beneath the park. Abandoned by God. This is an internet legend, creepypasta known as Abandoned by Disney. Come over here for longer freaky videos.
A skinwalker was spotted late at night on a quiet street somewhere in the US. And what you're about to see will make your blood run cold. But first, let me explain what a skinwalker actually is. Then, I'll show you the video. A skinwalker is a dark, twisted creature that can shapeshift into animals. Wolves, cats, coyotes, you name it. But sometimes, they can take the shape of a human, like in this clip you're about to see. And usually, if you see one, it's already too late. Officially, you're done for. They can even mimic the voice and appearance of someone you love just to trick you, get close, and take over you completely. Now, watch carefully. What would you do if you saw something like this standing in front of you? Tell me in the comments. And if you're into everything paranormal and mysterious, make sure to follow me. There's a lot more like this on my page. And remember, if one day you start doubting that someone close to you is really who they seem, run. Because if you don't, well, you might already be officially dead.
This picture is one of the scariest and most terrifying pictures that you will ever see. I mean, sure, when you first look at it, it just looks like a happy family. But let me tell you, what if I move a little? Bro, what the actual hell is this? It all started around 1950 when a family called Cooper just moved into a new home in Texas. You know, they moved into a new house, it's a new life, you don't do this every day, it's not a regular thing, so the family decided to celebrate it. So while they were celebrating, one of the family members got the idea to take a picture, okay? So in this picture, you see the grandmother, the mother, and the children. It's important to keep in mind that this happened a long time ago. We're talking about 1950. Whoever took the pic, well, he did not take it with an iPhone 17 Pro Max. He took it with something like this. These types of cameras used to be very famous around that time, okay? It was either this one or, you know, the big one with the tripod where you had to do a whole lot of exercise just to get one pic. Anyways, When the family finally took the picture, well, they kept celebrating. If you're like, bro, oh my God, are they not seeing this thing in the picture? Well, no. Because if you remember well, they took the pic with an old camera. And the thing with these cameras is that they take a lot of time to process and then extract the image. It's not like these days with your phone, you just take a pic and then you can check it immediately. No, with these types of cameras, you had to wait until the picture comes out. And when it comes out, you had to wait for it to go from black into a clear image. That's the exact reason why the family didn't react immediately and they kept celebrating. They took the pic, they put the camera elsewhere, and waited for it to process this thing. Now, after a while, the pic was finally ready to be seen. So all the family gathered together. They were like, bro, let's come check this pic, alright? Everyone who saw this pic was in absolute shock. Who the hell is this? Why is he upside down? Why is his face like this? And most importantly, why didn't they see him if he's next to them? The picture became really known and many people started talking about it when the internet started to become a thing in the 80s. The family kept promising that they did not fake this image, okay? It appeared just like that and it shocked them too. They also mentioned that after this picture was taken and each time they went to this room, they felt a heavy presence, like he was here but they could not see him. So was this a glitch, something that happened that messed up the process of the image and we ended up having something like this? Was it fate, the family did it on purpose? Or, was it a spirit that, he was enjoying the party too, he was going up and down? Nobody will certainly know. All I know is that you and I, yes, I am involved, got jump scared when we saw the pic for the first time.
The haunted Snow White statue that moves by itself.
Que esta figura pareciera cerrar sus ojos, como si cobrara vida frente a la cámara.
There was a place called El Reino Mágico that was located in Veracruz, Mexico, but it was sadly shut down. They said it's because creepy weird things would happen. And everyone's main concern was the creepy Snow White statue. It is said that the amusement park was built over a cemetery. And this led to many content creators visiting the place. And they all experienced paranormal activity relating to the Snow White statue. Besides the blinking video, there was also one of her supposedly walking. And it was recorded by this man right here, going by the name El Cucuy TV.
Güey.
¿Velador?
Ese no es el velador, güey.
Güey, no es un velador.
No. No, aguanta. Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey. Ese no es el velador. No digas perras mamadas, güey.
Do you know that in the Bible's finale, the truly terrifying thing isn't the 7 trumpets, but the 7 bowls of wrath that fall after the trumpet blast? Revelation 16 records it clearly. When the echo of the last trumpet finally dies away, 7 angels step forward holding 7 golden bowls filled with burning wrath. This time it's no longer a warning, it's the final reckoning for humanity's rebellion. The first bowl is poured out on those who carry the mark of the beast. Painful, burning sores erupt across their bodies. Choose the wrong side in faith, and the body pays first. The second and third bowls crash into the seas and the rivers and springs. The blue ocean turns into a sea of blood. Fresh water becomes blood too. The world is forced to drink, with its own mouth, the violence and slaughter it poured out with its own hands. The fourth bowl darkens the sun. It's no longer warm light, but a furnace blasting straight into your face. People are scorched in agony, yet they still look up and curse God, refusing to turn back. The fifth bowl is poured directly onto the throne of the Antichrist. His kingdom collapses into pitch black darkness. Those who once mocked faith begin to weep and grind their teeth in the night. The sixth bowl unleashes the final deception. Unclean spirits move among the leaders of nations, pushing armies toward the final battlefield, line by line. Everyone thinks they're still in control, not realizing they've already stepped onto the blade edge of the end. And just when everything looks locked in, Christ will appear suddenly, like a thief in the night, and with a single word from his mouth, he shatters the Antichrist power and pulls his people back from the edge of the fire. When the seventh bowl is completely poured out, foundations split, cities collapse, mountains slide, and massive hailstones smash down from the sky. Those who spent their whole lives telling God no finally realize there is truly nowhere left to run. So the terrifying part isn't only how dreadful the final outcome is, it's this. If that day arrives without warning, will you be awake and watching, or already flat on your back, sleeping inside your faith? If you don't want to keep dozing off in your spirit, type awake in the comments and share this video so more people hear it. The scariest thing isn't whether the end will come, it's that when it comes, you're still asleep.
Do you remember that guy who once claimed his entire family were vampires? He showed off sharpened fangs, demonstrated unnervingly fast reflexes, and insisted that his eyes changed color right on camera. At the time, most viewers dismissed it as a joke, but there's one detail that gives people pause. According to recent claims, there are supposedly more than 1,000 people around the world who identify as vampires. And this story runs much deeper than it appears at first glance. Back in 1997, a man appeared on a popular TV show claiming he was a real vampire. Naturally, no one believed him. But take a look at how he appears today. It seems as if his body hasn't aged a single day, even though 28 years have passed. And that's not all. There's also a woman who calls herself a vampire and says she was born in 1922. In her videos, she openly asks her followers for help, requesting what she refers to as a red liquid. She has visible fangs, and her stare looks eerily similar to the eyes of that same TikTok vampire. All of these self-proclaimed vampires claim the same thing. They were born in the same place, a castle in Transylvania. This location is said to be one of the most restricted and heavily guarded in the world. According to rumors, those who tried to get there vanished without a trace. Some believe this castle isn't just a ruin, but the true birthplace of vampires, and that Dracula himself still lives there.
The consequences from the latest Epstein files have officially begun. Lithuania has become the first country following the latest release to officially open an investigation into potential human trafficking. Over in Poland, their Prime Minister Donald Tusk, he has now set up a new task force investigation into new evidence which suggests Epstein may have been linked to Russia's KGB in order to collect compromising information on the elites of the Western world. He said,
"This can only mean that they also possess compromising material against many leaders still active today."
We wish you luck with that one, Donald Tusk. Over in the UK, one of the biggest political scandals in decades is unfolding after police launched a criminal investigation into Lord Mandelson. This is following documents suggesting that not only did he potentially give Epstein sensitive government information in 2009, but also he allegedly received $75,000 from him in 3 separate 25,000 transactions in 2003 and 2004. Lord Mandelson, who also served as US ambassador last year, has now been forced to resign from the Labour Party and the House of Lords. In Slovakia, their national security advisor to the country's prime minister has now also been forced to resign after the files showed that he had a text exchange with Epstein saying that he would take the MI girl, to which Jeffrey responded with, "You can have them both, I'm not possessive," and they're sisters. Over in the United States, Bill and Hillary Clinton have finally agreed to testify on their dealings with Jeffrey Epstein after months of refusing. And to make it even more interesting, their spokesperson said they look forward to setting a precedent that applies to everyone, suggesting more people could be next. The NFL said that they are now looking into the New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch after emails suggested that Epstein scouted women for him. In the UK, police are now looking into new allegations against Andrew and has now officially had to move out of the Royal Windsor Lodge. And speaking of Drew, British tabloids have also had headlines this week saying that his ex-wife and former royal fled the country amidst the Epstein scandal. She is now looking for a new home overseas. But the question is, will more real consequences follow, or will all of this become a big pile of nothing again?